Do you know what the key limited company dates are? And more importantly, what happens if you miss a deadline? Keep watching to find out. Hi there, Nicholas Campion here from First Formations, the UK's leading company formation agent. So you've set up your limited company and you now have a list of company dates. You don't know what they are and you don't know what happens if you miss any due by dates. Well, don't worry. In this video, we'll define the company dates, look at the ramifications of missing deadlines and show you how we can help. First up then, we'll take a look at the confirmation statement dates. The confirmation statement is an annual filing obligation for all limited companies. Its purpose is to confirm whether the information held at Companies House is up to date. Now, the statement date is the period that your confirmation statement should report up to. It's automatically set at the anniversary of your incorporation minus 1 day. A company's first confirmation statement should cover the period from the incorporation date up to the statement date. This is known as the review period. If your company has previously filed a confirmation statement, the review period will cover the last confirmation statement date up until the next statement date. If the statement date passes without action, this is not a problem, provided you file before the due by date. And the statement due by date is when the confirmation statement actually must be filed by. This falls 14 days after the confirmation statement date. That's quite a bit to take in, so let's just illustrate this with an example. Let's say that you register a company on the 1st of August 2022. The statement date is set at the 31st of July 2023. The review period is therefore the 1st of August 2022 to the 31st of July 2023. You should file the confirmation statement no later than the 14th of August 2023, the statement due by date. The next confirmation statement date would be the 31st of July 2024, with the next statement due by date of the 14th of August 2024. You can file an early confirmation statement if you wish. For example, you may have had a shareholding change and you want to notify Companies House earlier than is required. This is permitted, but bear in mind it will impact the statement date for your following confirmation statement. If you miss the statement due by date, you're in breach of the Companies Act 2006, and so you are breaking the law. Officers could be penalised by up to £5,000 each, and your company will eventually be struck off from the register if no confirmation statement is filed. Fortunately, none of this happens immediately, but if you do accidentally let the deadline pass, act swiftly to avoid costly penalties and company closure. So those are your confirmation statement dates. Next up, we'll take a look at the annual accounts dates. Annual accounts are a filing obligation made regarding the company's financial performance. It doesn't matter if your company is trading or not. You still need to file annual accounts with Companies House and HMRC. The first important date regarding your accounts is called the accounting reference date, also known as the ARD. This indicates the period that the annual accounts should report up to. It's automatically the last day of the month of your company's incorporation anniversary. You can change your company's accounting reference date. However, this will impact the financial year for your company. If the accounting reference date passes without action, this is not a problem. Filing is not necessary until after this date. However, this is not the case here for the second key date, and that is the accounts due by date. The annual accounts must be filed with Companies House by this date. The first set of accounts should be filed 21 months from the incorporation date. Subsequent annual accounts should be filed 9 months from the accounting reference date. If you miss this important deadline, you're breaking the law and you will face paying a late filing penalty, the total of which depends on how late you end up filing. This penalty can rise up to £1,500 and will double if you're late 2 years in a row. Choosing not to file at all will result in company closure and potentially criminal prosecution. So again, to make this a bit easier, let's take a look at a quick example of how these dates would work in practice. So you register a company on the 1st of August 2022. The accounting reference date, or ARD, is set at 31st of August 2023. You should file the first set of annual accounts no later than the 1st of May 2024, the accounts due by date. The following accounting reference date is the 31st of August 2024, and the next accounts due by date would be the 31st of May 2025. So those are the dates for your confirmation statement and annual accounts. If you formed your limited company with First Formations, you'll be able to find these dates in your free online company manager. If you didn't form with First Formations, you will still be able to locate them at Companies House. Finally, let's turn our attention to the last set of deadlines all companies need to immediately concern themselves with, and that is in regards to corporation tax and company tax returns. If your company is trading, you need to know about corporation tax, company tax returns, and the associated deadlines. This is because UK companies are required to pay 19% corporation tax on profits that they make. A company tax return is a report produced by you that outlines how much corporation tax you need to pay. Corporation tax must be paid before the corresponding company tax return is delivered. The rules can be summarised as follows. You will need to register for corporation tax with HMRC within 3 months of starting to trade. You must pay corporation tax 9 months and 1 day after the end of your accounting period. You need to prepare and file a company tax return with HMRC within 12 months of the end of your accounting period. The penalty for late payment of corporation tax depends on the amount of outstanding tax or potential lost revenue. However, HMRC will listen to any reasonable excuse you may have for missing the deadline. If you miss your company tax return deadline, you'll need to pay a £100 penalty, which increases depending on how late you are and how often you are late. So, that's everything you need to know about company dates and deadlines. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below and we will get straight back to you. And if you are thinking of starting a limited company, we'd love to help you. We offer a variety of company formation packages, all designed to get your business up and running as quickly and simply as possible. Take a look at our website, firstformations.co.uk. That's 1ST for all of our formation options. Again, if you do have any questions, leave a comment and we'll get back to you. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe to our channel to get more tips and advice on limited companies, reporting requirements, tax obligations, and more. We're always happy to help and we can't wait to hear from you. Until next time, cheerio.